What's up, Jock?
What's up?
Get some of this, dog. You ready? You ready? You ready? Yeah.
Where'd you purchase this at?
Yeah, got a little pre-show going on. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? We're about 2 minutes from the broadcast, but me and Josh may want to get out here and talk about what's going down. A little pre-show action. Give you access to the guys, you know what I mean? Give you access to the people.
Yeah, I'm just working, in the studio.
Just working in the studio, man. We trying to do things over here at the BSP.
How the heck do I change my background?
I don't know, man. That background, though, is...
I like our background, but this background.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That background is hard, dude. It's hard.
It's bricks.
Yeah.
Come on. Where's it at?
Yo, this is the pre-show.
There it is.
This is the BSP pre-show. Want to let you know we're going to talk tonight about the SEC championship.
What are you
talking about? We want to share.
There was a game?
No, we still waiting for Alabama to show up to the SEC championship. That's what we're doing.
Nah, we ain't.
Make sure that you.
We wait.
Make sure if you're on X. Make sure if you're on X, you repost this show. Make sure if you're on Facebook, you post, repost, and share. Comment below. Moran Brothers rocking right now. Waiting on Wild Bill. When Wild Bill gets the studio, we are going to start this program. He's just a minute behind. But look, right now you got direct access to the Moran Brothers. Something ain't nobody never had.
Bro.
What?
You got to start the show. It's 5:30.
Read my title. It says host. I do what I want. Okay? I do what I want.
What do you host?
You feel me?
STDs in your body?
No, sir. No, sir, I don't. You know something about STDs, though, huh?
Hell yeah. Let's go. What, you don't?
Hey, man, you're, no. I don't know. I don't have any.
I mean, you ain't never had any?
Nah.
I thought everybody had some. I'm just kidding.
No. I'm tested. Before I invested, I tested. Come on, I fly.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. There ain't no way.
Come on, man.
Before back in the 90s, there was not a quick place to go test.
Look, man, I got on a piece of paper and I said, look, do I got any symptoms? And the cute dog, the fly had no symptoms, but Truck got them all day in his mouth, his ears, his face. What is that?
It's Black Santa, dog. What you talking about, cut? What?
What?
You don't think Santa could be black?
Of course I do.
That's racist.
I mean, the OG Santa is he's Russian.
He's Norwegian, I thought.
Man, it's all the same.
Technically, if you're Russian, you could be Asian.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point right there, dude.
So
but
or what are we gonna do?
Yeah, let's go ahead. Wild Bill said just 2 minutes ago he'll be just a minute. But let's go ahead and get the people what they want. You know what I mean?
Yummy.
We think about that beat, dog.
It's pretty sweet. What'd you have to buy it?
Nah, I went to CapCut and just hit some music. It's the same place I got this.
What? Oh, yeah, that one.
It's pretty cool. Well, I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, it's about time that we get started on this episode of the BS Podcast. The BS Podcast in 5, 4, 3, 2.
One message for you from your aunt. She will bust both of you in the head. Can y'all hear me?
Not rocket science,
I think you, like me, have a face for radio.
Can y'all hear me?
We gonna play with the players we got. I'm not talking to you.
This kind of unprofessionalism does not need to be tolerated. I mean it. Like,
You y'all hear me? You y'all hear me? You y'all hear me? You y'all hear me?
what the hell is going on here? Just all hang up.
Another episode of the BS Podcast.
Hang
Your
on.
host,
Hang
Quincy
on.
Moran.
Hang on. There's all kinds of noise in my ear now.
Oh, jeez.
We need a little bit more professionalism.
Ladies and gentlemen, am I there? Oh, I'm there. Yeah, I switched with Josh. Let me fix this. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the BS Podcast. I am your host, Quincy Moran, in the BS studio with Josh Moran. And we're waiting on Wild Bill to jump in tonight. You're going to get a modified version of the program, but tonight you know exactly what we're going to be talking about. Why? Because it's in the title. Reaction to Alabama's abysmal performance in the SEC championship. Props to the defense first, though, Josh. Props to the defense. I thought they gave it all they had with the terrible position that the defense or the offense put them in time after time after time. So I don't want to hate on the defense. I do have some really, really significant frustrations about the offense. But before we get started, I want to introduce you, world, all of you out there watching, to the man, to the myth, to the legendary Josh Moran. Ladies and gentlemen, Josh Moran.
What's up, everybody? You say modified. I say betterfied.
Betterfied.
Yeah,
I'm not sure that's actually
bullshit. That was bad. Sorry.
Yeah, you're not doing this show any favors, sir. We're pretty frustrated about that at the moment, but I know you're going to get it together. Josh, let's talk about your title on the program tonight as we get started. You know, Alabama was supposed to go to Georgia and play the Georgia Bulldogs, in the SEC championship. But as you know, they were stopped along the way, and somebody caught an actual picture of them on the way to the stadium. I have it here for you to see now. I want to make sure everybody can see this. This was the scene as Alabama was getting ready to get on the bus and head to Atlanta. It's right here.
That's the scene?
That's the scene. Not only did they not get on the bus, but
who's handing who the money?
Uga beat Big Al up, stole his lunch, and took his money. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah. The problem is it looks like Big Al's just handing him his money.
He is handing him his money because what else can you do? There's nothing else to do. Wild Bill, welcome into the BS studio. We'd like to welcome all the people viewing the program. Make sure you comment below to interact with the show. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Wild Bill. Wild Bill, welcome. Tell the people who you are and what's going on in your life. You're not going to be able to do it because you're muted. That's a tragedy. Tragedy? Yeah. There he is. He's good.
I screwed up.
Dog's barking. Well, Wild Bill, you were there. Wild Bill, I want to show you. Josh is being all technical, but I want to show you what happened to Alabama before.
Am I on
they
now?
got on the. Yes, you are.
I'll be right back.
Okay, Josh, we'll see you in a minute. Wild Bill, good evening. Great to see you. Thanks for coming on. What's going on with you, big guy?
Well, we just had a busy afternoon. She had to go see one of her doctors today, so late this afternoon, so we was rushed. But it's all good now. It's Sunday came, Monday came, the sun didn't come up either day, but it's still life goes on. It's been a rough time here in the state of Alabama, but what can I say?
Hey, man.
Roll tide anyway.
What's rough about the state of Alabama right now?
I can't imagine.
You talking about Auburn or you talking about Alabama? You talking about Alabama football?
we're talking about something relevant, not irrelevant.
So you're saying it's been a rough weekend? It's a rough day in Alabama for Alabama football fans?
Oh yeah.
Why? I don't even feel like we played a game on Saturday now.
No, that's the point. That's the point. Alabama did not show up to play
No.
football. I don't know who that was.
What I mean is I haven't thought about the game since yesterday at 11:30.
Well, here would be. Have y'all heard some of the comments like from our quarterback, from our head coach?
Are you talking about when Ty Simpson said we know we're the best offense in the country?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what he's spoken, but no time in the whole season have they been the best offense in the country. So
yeah, we
that
definitely
really
know
leads me to believe that he is concussed.
The first half of the Georgia game, we were a good offense, but I don't know what's happened since. But then also our coach making these ridiculous statements about what a difference it'd make if this guy wasn't hurt, and this guy wasn't hurt, and this guy wasn't hurt. That
Correct.
We'll see a total different team when we arrive in Norman, Oklahoma.
You remember when I told y'all that they were intentionally sitting players out and daring the playoff committee to leave them out of the playoffs?
I remember you saying that.
I'm telling you, man. I don't know. It feels weird to me because they added more players to the injury report right before the game. And
well, here's a question I got for both of you guys. Was LT Overton not on the list on Wednesday?
No, I don't think so.
Well,
I think he added on Thursday, didn't he?
Huh?
I think he came on Thursday.
Okay. Well, so you got Thursday and Friday to practice your punt team with whoever's taking his place, calling whatever for protection on the punt. Now, why have we not practiced all year at least a few times with somebody that's going to take his place when he's hurt anyway? And then you're going to throw this guy sort of, to me, he threw the guy under the bus without calling a name, that they didn't make the appropriate call on the blocking assignments on the block punt. Whose fault's that?
Well, I mean,
I guess in the moment it would be the players.
And I think, too, that the snap was really bad. It was a bad snap.
Yeah, and it's not to mention we have one of the worst punters I've ever seen.
God.
So if you put a good punter, if you put J.K. Scott back there, or any punter that has any semblance of athletic ability and a brain, he catches that ball and he runs to the right and he kicks it on the run. I mean, I see it happen all the time.
Yeah.
You don't just stand there and it looked like he took an extra step or two as well when he was going to kick it. You don't have all this time, buddy. And I don't know what you were looking at, but I have never seen our punter be this horrible. I mean, we've been good punter after good punter after good punter, even back to Lane Bearden that had that tore up knee and he was still run down there making tackles a long time ago.
Yeah, and I'm with Wild Bill and I'm with Josh. The film guy, Brooks Austin, he breaks the game down so beautifully. He showed a few things about the blocking assignments. Just one in particular that was missed that was, to me, is basic structure blocking. And so when you have guys that don't know what they're doing, I think, number one, it absolutely lands on the coaching staff. There is no question about it. You have players that don't know what they're doing. If they're not speaking up, the coaches are supposed to identify that in the process in preparation for the football game.
Right.
If that guy on the punt team was capable, he had reps, he knew what his assignment was, and I don't know about college football, but I do know about high school football. You don't have 7 options when you're blocking for punt. It's pretty pretty KISS principle. Keep it super simple. You know who you're supposed to block. You know what the delay is, and then you get downfield. So I can't imagine that this guy, whoever he was, I don't even know what number he was.
I don't either.
I can't even fathom that he would allow two people to run free. But it happened, and probably something that we should go and look at. But I think there's after we get kicked off with the Bama bullet points here, I think we should really discuss something that's even deeper. That's an issue with our coaching staff and something that needs to be rectified. And look, we can all armchair quarterback day in and day out, but the fact is you got to look at the product on the field, look at the body of work, and look at, did Alabama truly deserve to be there? I'm sure that's something that we'll talk about. And then, later on in the program, why would any of us on this show or any other Alabama fan have faith that we're going to go out and see something different than we've seen for the last 6+ weeks? Because we thought the same when Milroe was at the helm. We thought we would see something different. We thought we would see something with our own destiny in our hands. And it started in Norman, Oklahoma last year, and we didn't.
Can I tell you something, though?
Yeah.
I'll say this last year. Wouldn't it have been better to make the playoffs and not have to play Michigan with Milroe? I mean, I know all these Alabama pundits are going on like national television and saying we don't deserve to make it. I think that's the most ignorant and backstabbing thing you could do to our university. We can say that amongst each other and say, hey, we don't deserve it. But if you have millions of people watching, you don't go on there as a Bama fan and say, or an ex-player and say, we don't deserve it. I don't care if you're in the media or not. You always should want your university to be in the playoffs regardless. I mean, what does Tulane and James Madison deserve it? They're in it. I'll
certainly comment on that because I've got a feeling on it as well. You're probably referring to Damian Harris as well as others.
He's not the only one. Mark Ingram even said it.
Yeah. Yep. And so I guess it lines up with where your philosophy is. But Wild Bill, let's go ahead and get your Bama bullet points, and then we will talk about these other topics as we come along. We got the full third quarter to do so. All right, Wild Bill, his Bama bullet points coming up right after this. I don't know what is going on or where everybody is, but I'm going to bring you back onto the screen and see what we can do to have you here. I don't know why this is not lining up. There we go. Wild Bill, you are in, and you are front and center. Ladies and gentlemen, Wild Bill and his Bama bullet points.
All right, they're going to be short and sweet. They get some feathers stirred up.
But well, that's closely aligned to our offensive production, which was short and sour. So good looking out.
All right. Coach Saban, in all the years he was at Bama, he had exactly one loss of over 20 points. That was in 2019 to Clemson in the national championship game. Coach DeBoer's been here 2 years, and he's already had 2. 24-3 Oklahoma last year. This year, 28-7 to Georgia. Our first loss, number 3 in the SEC championship game since 2008.
Whew, painful.
Oh, number 4, this is a doozy. We finished with a whopping -3 yards rushing for the first time since 1968. Longer than you two guys have been living. That's how long it had been. We were 3 of 13 on third downs. Last one, we went nearly 23 minutes without a first down at one point in the loss to Georgia. And that's all I've got, other than we were terrible.
Terrible, terrible, terrible.
And for our quarterback to say we got the best offense in the country, he has lost his mind.
He really has. And I got to tell you, over his last 6 games, he's played mediocre to horrible football. And I will say this: I don't hear the same anger and frustration out of Bama fans as a whole as I did when it was Milroe, and I don't know why, because it's just as frustrating watching Ty Simpson play football right now as it was Milroe.
When was the last game we scored 30 points?
Oh man, let me look.
I don't know. I tend to see a lot of people, and look, somebody brought that up last night. And I almost commented, but
Eastern
I wanted to
Illinois.
Oh, no, that don't count.
Okay, let me go back. Okay, Tennessee. 37.
Third Saturday of October.
Yeah.
Last time. And I believe, was that the only team that we scored 30 in the FBS?
Nope. We scored 30 on Vandy.
All right, those two.
And we scored 38 on Wisconsin. Wow,
they don't count either, really.
I mean, they do, but
we got the best offense in the country.
Yeah, I don't know. And I honestly can't see how he would even say that.
Let me say this. And here, and I know I'm going to take heat for this, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Say it with your chest.
I think what you are frustrated about Ty Simpson saying is closely aligned with what Mark Ingram and Damian Harris are doing, but you just don't like it that Damian Harris and Mark are saying that we don't belong there as opposed to another university. Like Ty's doing it in the other way. He's not willing to say what the reality is, that they've regressed. They're not firing on all cylinders. There are things they need to clean up. They are not the best offense in the country by far. And he's trying to do his best to stand behind his team and be objective, but he needs growth as a leader. Whereas I look at Damian and Mark, and I appreciate their unbiased take that with what you've seen out of Alabama, do they deserve to be there? And look, there's 2 different sides you can look at, which is regular season schedule. That's what we're going with. The SEC championship or whatever, championship is a bonus game to decide who's going to be the champion instead of the de facto way based on record. Okay. You take that, then you lose and you still get in. If you take it the other way, which is deciding more, and you have a close loss, you still deserve to get in because you still have credibility. If you get blown out like Alabama and you believe that game has to be worth something, how do you not lose? How do you not get left out with 3 losses? Because a loss is a loss is a loss. So it's like, where do you line up? And then if you look at what kind of honesty you want out of Ty, who is a current football player at the University of Alabama, then you should hold these other guys that are commentating to the same standard. I don't think that they're just saying what everybody else thinks. I think they're being intellectually honest based on the product on the field. And so I don't have an issue with them saying it. Somebody needs to say it that's attached to the program so the coaching staff hears it and knows that we are not satisfied with what is happening as a fan base because they refuse to change.
Okay, well then wait until the selection show's over and then go on your social media, because I, as a fan, I could care less if we deserve to be there or not, because last year sucked watching us play Michigan because nobody even tried. So at least we might look like crap when we try this year, but at least the game's going to be relevant and we're not going to be bored out of our minds. And I could give a hell about the damn rest of the country. I'm a Bama fan. I don't give a damn. I want my team in regardless. If we crumple your dreams and you want to scream that we get all the bias and all that, fine. I don't care. To take that up with somebody else, not me. I mean, I just want to be in the playoffs. We would have probably played Michigan again. And the real thing people should be screaming about is James Madison and freaking Tulane being in the playoffs. That they don't belong. Ole Miss has already played and they got waxed by 35 points. They beat Tulane by 35. They're playing again. But everybody's focused on Alabama and Notre Dame. It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. And Notre Dame coming out and saying that they even have a freaking ground to stand on when you don't play in a conference. You pick your schedule every year, every game.
Yep.
You decide who you play every game. There are no rotating games where you draw Bama and a tough schedule all that year. Sometimes teams in the SEC get a weaker schedule, but they're still tough games. Notre Dame picks it every year. And join a conference. You can read my tag. What's it say?
We'll have to put you up there so we can see you. Let me take Brian's comment off the screen. Josh Moran, join a conference. Go ahead.
Join a conference and quit bitching, Notre Dame. That's it.
Yeah, I don't.
And what did they do? What did they do? Did they join a conference, or did they moan and complain and we're not going to play in the bowl game? Now, come on, guys. Like, Missouri's playing in a bowl game. We got freaking BYU's playing in a bowl game. Notre Dame could have went and played BYU and shut everybody the hell up. Problem is they didn't want to get beat, and then everybody be like, "See, you ain't played nobody." So they're little bitches.
Yeah, but
I think.
All
go ahead, Wild Bill.
All they've done, Josh, is that it's not fair to the players. What about the guys that are freshmen and don't walk-ons that don't get to play?
What about the seniors?
They're gonna get an extra month of practice. They're gonna get a goodie bag, a nice goodie bag when they get to the bowl site. They get to play in the bowl game, but yet no, because we didn't get our way, we're just not gonna participate.
Yeah, and people want to act like Bama's got a big stick to wield and all this, and that they're, when they don't get in, the fan base goes crazy and all hell breaks loose. Look at what's happening because Notre Dame got left out over a team that beat them with the same record.
Yeah.
Look at this. Like, you want to talk about babies, like they're being like crybabies to the extreme of extreme crybabiness when all they could do is come out like Vanderbilt's coach and say, you know what? We controlled that. We could have beat Alabama. We could have beat Texas, and we wouldn't have this discussion. And he said it's important to have the players understand that there are consequences. And that
look, I look at it this way: if Alabama got left out, I believe there's just cause because we got smoked.
I wouldn't have been mad. I didn't want to have to watch us play Michigan again. I wanted to play.
Yeah, but see that to me is another part of the problem. And I don't know if it is the brand of player character that remains, but what the product that we saw on the field against Michigan last year is absolutely unacceptable. And you're a college football player. You're at one of the most prestigious. Am I biased? Yes, but are facts? You're at one of the most prestigious university and programs in the country. No matter who the opponent is on the field, you play the game, and you play to win. And Alabama looked disgusting against Michigan. And guess what? They looked disgusting the next game against Florida State.
Yep. So
there are bigger problems afoot. And look, I like the W's. Let's just keep winning. The problem is, and look, I've always said, and I'll stand by this, I'll take an ugly win over a pretty loss any day. Like any day. The challenge for me is that
they're all ugly.
Our coaching's like everything's a struggle for anybody that's in the Power Five. It feels Wisconsin, withholding Wisconsin. Anybody in our league, it seems that we struggle, and we have not seen a complete 4-quarter football game from this football team. And so who does that fall on?
Coaches.
In my mind, it falls directly on the coaching staff because your football team is a reflection of your leadership. I'm speaking as a guy who has the utmost respect for Coach Kalen DeBoer. And it's not primarily your leadership at the top. I can't say that, but whoever is in your organization, whoever's in your coaching staff is what you allow to influence and lead your football team. And I've heard some crazy stories. You start to hear this when things get bad. I've heard some crazy stories about Ryan Grubb, and I don't know if they're true. I haven't done the research, so should I even be talking about it? But I heard
if you're talking about that post, are you talking about the one from Sharita Johnson?
Like Aunt T. Rita?
I mean, I don't know, but I mean, we got to remember that is an account with like 3,000 followers, and it could be just a jaded mother, family member, or whatever. So what do you got?
Yeah, that's part of where it starts. I heard somebody else that was reputable, or saw somebody else that was talking about that was reputable. But why is the guy on the bench?
So
I guess those are quite.
Say what you're talking about first.
No, okay. So what I'm talking about are reports that it looks like it's all fan driven. There's nobody that's like a beat reporter that says, "Hey, my sources tell me," but it is fan driven. That Ryan Grubb sat a player for being too aggressive. So it says the only place talking about Ryan Grubb telling senior players that they played too aggressive and benching them are ex posts on fan chatter, not beat writers or outlets. That doesn't always mean, that's the only case, but some of the posts specifically mentioned Jaden Roberts getting benched. That lines up with practice reports showing Roberts running with the twos while Gino Vandermark worked with the ones at right guard. So actual coverage from Tide 100.9 Roll Bama Roll frames that moves as competition and cross training for Vandermark as a utility interior lineman, not punishment for too aggressive play. So I don't see any reputable articles, but then you start to take in the information of, well, why did Ryan Grubb get fired after 1 year at Seattle? And what is the product on the field? So I don't know what these reports are about. And like I say, shame on me, and I accept it, for talking about things that haven't been vetted, but we're not seeing any progression from the offense
or aggression.
That's pretty hard to say too. That's true. Wild Bill, what you got?
First and foremost, it can't be true because Vandermark don't play right guard; he plays left guard. Formby's at right guard and Carroll's at right tackle. It's been that way the last 3 games.
So why is Roberts benched?
Well, he been hurt most of the year.
Okay. So I would say it's probably. I mean, to even fathom that an offensive coordinator would tell an offensive lineman, less aggressive is. I just don't even know how that would compute in the game of football.
If you're not being aggressive on the offensive line, you go have your lunch and you'd ever play.
Well, they historically suck at running the ball, so maybe that's true.
Well, but the article I was listening to somebody today that the Bama guy, they're not hitting the holes, they're missing the holes. They're missing their blocks.
Who's our running back coach and our offensive line coach?
I don't know who the running back is. Gillespie the running backs coach?
I don't know. We need to get new ones. Obviously, it looks like.
Well, and still it goes. Where was any screen passes? Where were any slants Saturday? I didn't see none.
Those are excellent questions.
In a long time,
and that's one of the greatest challenges that I have watching us play football. Number one, if Ty Simpson is struggling, which he has been, when are you going to sit him for a series? Giving him opportunity to let the pressure off, give somebody an opportunity who has a different skill set, make some plays. That's not happening. You have week after week, you have defenses that are keying up on our weaknesses and that are putting extreme amounts of pressure at various parts of the line, overloading, bringing pressure from the middle, the outside, speed rush, and the list goes on. Where's the adaptability? Where is the improvement? We do not see it. Week after week, defenses have been able to watch this, and then you listen to Ty talk about what happened post-game press conference. He talked about copycat blitzes, which says, okay, we are aware, which these guys watch film, they dissect film. It is their job. That is what these coaches and these players do. They consume copious amounts of film, if I understand it right. I know we watched a lot of film when I coach football. If you see tendencies and that people are attacking your weaknesses, then you make adjustments for those weaknesses. I mean, you're aware as a football team what your weaknesses are. It's not a secret. I mean, with all the technology and all the visibility that they have these days. So my question is, are we running routes when people are showing pressure that are beyond 10 yards? We're trying to allow these things to develop, and we have nothing hot. So who does that lay on?
Grub.
It has to.
Play calling.
Because even though Ty may go to the line with 2 or 3 plays, he has the 2 or 3 plays that are together. Now, I'm ignorant of how many plays he'd go to the line with. Maybe he's got something on his wristband. I don't know. But when they're showing a blitz and they are having success with pressure, where is the evolution of this offense? Where is the adaptability to the blitzes? Where's the adaptability to the pressure? It does not exist. And we go out and we do the same thing. And we go out and we do the same thing. Mm-hmm. It's 3 and out. It's 3 and out. It's 3 and out. And nothing is changing. Wait, I feel like we're regressing and we're getting worse.
Mm-hmm. And, the issue with that is, but real quick, we've been doing 37. I think we're in the first quarter still. But the issue with that is now you're starting to hear people say Ty needs another year. And if he was to come back to Bama for another year and DeBoer wastes another season on a quarterback that's not his guy, he needs to be fired on the spot, like on the spot. Hard stop, because he's got assassins on the bench, especially one of them. And Austin Mack looks great, too, when they come in the game. I cannot believe we have 3, like, really, really good quarterbacks on the roster. 2 of them are better than the one I think starting right now, and they haven't even given them a look in 6 games. There's one thing to be loyal, and there's one thing to be over loyal to a fault. Like you're hurting yourself here. And I honestly, Grubb, I had a lot of expectations for this guy, but he kind of sucks. He doesn't even look like he fits in the South, like when he's walking in the game. I don't know if you could tell, but he looks weird in Alabama colors. He just looks like he doesn't fit. He looks like a square that's in a circle, And I just think that, and I don't know if DeBoer is even willing to fire the guy or make him move on because they've been together so long. So we could see it all change because we had a great run in the middle of the season, and I still can't even believe that happened. Just like last year, I couldn't believe we beat Georgia. We ended the season at 10-2. Great wins. Should have beat Oklahoma. Had those turnovers. We could have been 11-1, and this wouldn't even be a damn discussion or debate. Regardless of what happened in the SEC championship game, we'd be 11-2, and everybody be like, "Oh, they just had a bad game," but it's not. It's an issue. But what's going to happen? I don't know.
Well, it clearly affects. I think that's well said, Josh. And I think if you look at Coach DeBoer, he's loyal to his core with his people, and he was loyal to Milroe. He's being loyal to Ty Simpson. There's nothing that persuades me to believe that he won't be loyal to his coaching staff. And you have to have a sense of loyalty to your people. Ultimately, the loyalty has to be to the team as a whole, because this is a program.
Yeah, the loyalty has to be to the standard, to the Alabama brand, to the process, to the freaking production, to the execution. That's the loyalty. You take the loyalty out of that and you just do it because you're friends or y'all have been together a long time, and you are screwing up your program, dude. And I think we don't even know who all these staffers are throughout the program. There could be a lot more of these types in there, and you don't know. We went from having a literal hands-on helicopter CEO that has his hands on every little facet of the program, including the stadium and all the growth and everything he did. And now we've got Coach DeBoer, who had crappy spring grass the first year of spring practice. I don't know if y'all remember that during the A-Day game. And I'm sitting there going, how the hell do you not make sure that the grass is good for your spring game? Well, because there's not someone thinking of all this stuff now. And who knows how many of those things are being missed throughout the program. And that's why you end up with the Raiders playing for Alabama on Saturday.
Oh, no.
Well, here's the thing.
I was watching the Raiders game.
Here, look at this, dude. Part of the primary responsibility of your coaching staff is to identify how we can evolve. What is the defense doing? What is the offense doing? And how can we put things in place in order to move this program ahead, both in the week of preparation, but also during the football game? But it was a rerun, time after time after time. It was a rerun. You have one running back in the whole system that can pass block. That is glaringly obvious. One running back that can pass block. The rest of the guys, what is going on? They cannot pass block. Therefore, they cannot play. And they are a liability. You have an offensive line that they could not find out through summer camp, through spring and through summer, a group of guys that give us the best chance to win. They weren't not willing to make a commitment. They weren't willing to ride or die with this group of guys. It lasted all the way to the first week of the season. And we're not talking about we're being coy because this is a quarterback battle. We're talking about an offensive line. Now, is there a coach on the staff or a group of coaches that have been able to adapt? Have they been able to improve? Have they been able to put a better product on the field and become very, very stingy?
Defense.
Yes.
Defense.
His name is Kane Womack, and we murdered him metaphorically last year. So Is that what we're to expect with the offense, that they're going to go through this year and they're going to get better next year? Time is of the essence. Your job is on the line, Coach DeBoer. And I'm saying all this because, and I'm coming from a place of, I respect you. Where are the hard decisions? Where are the people that are next to you saying, Coach, this level of stoicism is not going to get you what you're looking for? The guy that had already been there many, many times before across the field, he's not stoic. You don't have to be something you're not, that you do need to evolve. And for some instances he is, but where is it that he's going in and he is taking his team to a significant level of accountability on the field? If a running back screws up multiple times, guess what? He gets benched. What happens if you have offensive linemen? They get moved around. They get benched. But the same is not happening at the quarterback spot. I love Ty Simpson. I loved Jalen Milroe. But at a certain point, you're becoming a detriment to the program's ability to compete. And now you have, and it's year 2, but you have your own destiny in your hands, and you continue to squander your opportunity. And the really hard part is nothing is changing for the better. There's no There's no visible improvement offensively. And look at the travesty that is our special teams. What is going on there? But we're now 14 games. Is it 14, 13 games into the season? All of a sudden things are going to click? Or are we going up to Norman to get embarrassed again?
I don't know, man. We almost beat them last time. We should have had all them turnovers. Of course, turnover tie showed up to the other game the other day against Georgia too. Had a horrible turnover. I mean, if it's turnover tie, then we're screwed.
But something is affecting the offense as a whole because, like it or not, Ty
the quarterback.
Well, look at this, though.
Decision.
Go back to the play where Ty was scrambling and he threw the ball and he hit Bernard in the numbers in the end zone. And he gaitored it. That's a touchdown. I mean, there are multiple touchdowns that are dropped. What is going on?
I don't know, but we're about to play.
We're about to play. Well, hey, let's get into a very.
Hey, right quick, Brandon put our playlist up on the screen. I don't know if y'all saw it.
Oh
yes. Let me go ahead and.
He said.
Let me go ahead and.
He said, draw, run up the middle, first down. Draw, run up the middle, second down. Incomplete pass, third down, punt, fourth down. That's our playlist.
Well, no disrespect to him, but if he can figure that out with Google and visibility, guess what? So can every other defense, and they have. And somehow we have won 10 games. That's the even crazier part. In our league, we have won 10 games, and then we just got boat raced in the SEC championship. Look, there's a famous movie that I hate with all the passion in my body. And there's a famous phrase from this famous movie that says, nobody puts baby in the corner. Are you familiar with that movie, Josh? I'm not even going to ask Uncle Bill.
Why do you hate that movie?
It's the worst.
Why?
I'm going to show you something. They did a remake over the weekend, and I want to show you guys what it looks like.
I know what movie you're talking about.
Okay, Dirty Dancing. Here we go. This is the official poster for the remake.
That's true.
4 quarters later.
Nice.
Oh man,
very
that is so. Well, Bill, I wanted to show you this too.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah, that's why Alabama didn't show up, brother. All right, let's get into these stats. They're going to be painful, but you know what? It's going to be a little bit more of what you've seen. There's a lot to look at here. But let's take a look at the stats. The second quarter. The stats are brought to you by QuincyMoran.com. Over there at QuincyMoran.com, there's so many things that you can see. Things that are going to change your life like never before. One of those is Man vs. Marriage, the podcast. 373 episodes, over 7 years, making you a better man, a better husband, a better lover, and more. What are you waiting on? Oh, I know what you're waiting on. You're waiting on this show to end so you can go to QuincyMoran.com and check out Man vs. Marriage, the podcast.
This is the second quarter of the best podcast. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, everybody. It's time for the stats. Hey, we're going to put these things up here on I do not like what's going on here with our team. Guys, I don't know why I can't see you, but I'm going to go ahead and start covering these stats. Here we go. The SEC Championship. Alabama gets whopped 28-7. And I'm going to tell you, I don't even think the game was that close. Let's take a look at first downs. 16 for the Dawgs, 11 for the Crimson Tide. Third down efficiency, Georgia, 6 of 16. Bama, 3 of 14. Fourth down efficiency, 2 for 2. on the day for the Dawgs, just really adding salt to the wounds as they boot stomp our man pags. 1 for 3 for the Crimson Tide. Here's a crazy, crazy stat, okay? Total yards, 28 points, 297 yards for the Georgia Bulldogs, 209 yards for the Alabama Crimson Tide. Passing yards, Gunnar Stockton, 156 yards, 20 attempts on 26 tries. 20 completions on 26 tries, 6.0 yards per pass. Ty Simpson, 212 yards, 19 of 39 for 5.4 yards per pass as an average. Interceptions thrown, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. No turnovers for the Alabama Crimson Tide once again, and a loss. One caused by the Georgia Bulldogs. That led to the first points of the game. Rushing yards. Look at this. This is just magnificent. 141 yards rushing on 41 attempts, 3.4 yards per carry. Let me say this just briefly. 3.4 yards per carry. That's not terrible against a solid opponent. It's not what I want, but it's not terrible. 141 yards are terrible. Now, Alabama sets a record for the first time since the 60s, as you heard from Wild Bill. -3 yards rushing on 16 attempts for minus 0.2 yards per carry. Look at this. We're more disciplined than we've ever been. That's because our offense is not on the field enough to get more penalties. I don't know. Georgia, 7 for 80 yards. Alabama, 1 penalty for 5 yards. Wild Bill, somebody's calling you. It's probably important. We already know the deal with the turnovers. We already know no fumbles lost, 1 interception. Here's another painful thing to look at. Georgia, time of possession. Our poor defense, 36, almost 37 minutes compared to 23 minutes for the Alabama Crimson Tide. Now let's take a look and see some of our stat leaders. Not much to see here that's any different. This is just that at a glance. I wanted you to hear some things, but going back to what really tells the tape, our defense spent almost 37 minutes on the field. Just a quick graphic there for you to see. It is just horrible. I just cannot believe it, guys. You wouldn't think that this particular game was 28-7. You might think that this game was more like LSU and Alabama 9-6, but that is not the way it happened because our offense just kept giving them the ball on a short field. Now let's look at your leaders for the day. If that's going to come up, maybe it's not. Let me go and pull up the graphic on another screen here. There we go. Q-Dog. All right, Gunnar Stockton, 156, like you saw. Ty Simpson, 212. Rushing yards. Frazier was their leading running back, 52 yards on 13 carries with a touchdown. And we had Daniel Hill, a guy that we had a lot of promise. We had a lot of hope in, and those hopes were dashed. It didn't, no pun intended to Austin and Amber. Something just did not seem right, guys. I mean, back me up here. Let's talk together about 11 yards on 4 carries for Daniel Hill. What happened? Let's look at your leading receivers. Branch, who really scorched us, had 53 yards, 5 receptions, 1 touchdown. Jeremy Bernard, 62 yards, 6 receptions, 1 touchdown. Sacks, Thomas had 1. I guess Keon Keeley had a half a sack. I don't know where the guy is that had the other half, but I guess that's it. Their leading tacklers, Jay Thomas, the defensive back, 6 tackles total. 4 of those were solo. And Nikai Hill-Green for the University of Alabama, 7 tackles total. 4 of those solo. Came up with some big plays. And gentlemen, that right there is your stat line. I'm interested to hear what you have to say relative to that's everything there is surprising. It's abysmal. It's sad. It's disgusting. It's depressing. And the list goes on. Josh Moran, your reaction to the stats.
I already looked at the stats over a weekend, and I've legitimately forgot them on purpose. So thanks for bringing that up. It's a horrible game if you look at the offensive numbers. I mean, and you got to say 80 of those yards that Georgia had for penalties helped us score our only touchdown. So there's also that. At least 30 or 40 of those yards were gifted to us on that last drive.
Yes, they were.
I can't say that I've seen a worse offense, lately, except for I'm telling you, the Raiders. I watched the Raiders yesterday. Guess what the score was?
What was the score?
28-7.
You're kidding me.
Nope. Broncos beat us 28-7.
Okay, go ahead and talk about that. I have to go look at something.
It better not be 21. I hope I'm wrong, or I hope I'm right. Was it 21? 28, right?
I'm going to go check and see, and then I want to look at the stats.
You don't want to see stats, man. You don't want to see Ashton Genty stats. I'm sure you saw how many points he scored on your fantasy for you.
I haven't looked yet.
And then we got Kenny Pickett, small hands, coming in at the end of the game, threw the only touchdown because Geno Smith sucks.
24-17. My goodness.
Oh, crap.
17.
Okay, well, it was 21-0 at the end of the game. Oops. Never mind.
Green Bay won.
Huh?
Green Bay won.
Yeah, they did. That was a crazy game, too.
We sit atop the NFC North, by the way.
Yeah, they beat Caleb Williams. It's crazy.
With his painted fingernail.
Okay, here we go. I want to talk about the Raiders and the Broncos stats real quick. First downs, the Broncos 27, the Raiders 16. Rushing first downs, I like this a lot. 14 for the Broncos, 11 for the Raiders. First down from penalties. Why they got so many other? Why is it expanded for the NFL? First down from penalties, 2 for the Broncos, 2 for the Raiders. Third down efficiency, the Broncos 7 of 12, the Raiders 3 of 9. Fourth down efficiency, 1 of 3 for the Broncos, 1 of 3 for the Raiders. Those are pretty close. Total plays. Oh my gracious! This is where it all lines up.
Let me see. What do you got there, Quincy?
Oh, you want me to share that screen?
No, I'm just saying I know it's coming because I watched the damn Raiders game and I watched Bama.
Oh, I got you. Raiders. The Broncos had 72 plays from the line of scrimmage. Your Raiders had 48. Total yards, Broncos 356 yards. The Raiders 229. Total drives. Hey, listen to this. Total drives. The Broncos had less drives than the Raiders. They had 7 as opposed to the Raiders.
Yeah, because the Broncos' first 2 drives were 16 minutes with touchdowns.
Yards per play, 4.9 for the Broncos, 4.8 for the Raiders. Passing yards, 204 yards versus 189. They both averaged just about 5 or more yards per pass. Sacks, yards lost, 3 sacks for a loss of 8 yards for the Broncos, 4 sacks for a loss of 24 yards against the Raiders. Nice. Rushing yards. Holy cow, look at this. 152 for the Broncos, 40 rushing yards for
40.
the Raiders.
Wow, okay, 40.
Yeah, the Broncos averaged just about 5 yards from the line of scrimmage per rush, and the Raiders 3.3. Red zone attempts 2 for 3 for the Broncos, 1 of 2 for the Raiders. Penalties, the Raiders. I'm gonna say, and look at this. Holy cow! Time of possession 39 minutes and 3 seconds, as opposed to 20 minutes and 57 seconds. Those are pretty.
So game. That's the Georgia game.
You're right, Josh. That is pretty darn close. And yeah, I hope that the belt that they hand out on the sideline, I hope they hand out the belt to the referee, aiding us in scoring our first touchdown.
When you watch the game and you know that you have 0 shot at winning, and you have to just sit there and eat it and watch it, that's how you know you're watching the Raiders.
Well, that is definitely how you feel right now. Look, I'll actually tell you, through about 2.5 quarters, I felt pretty good that Alabama could come up with something. I didn't feel like being down 14-0 was the end of the world, just because I thought we could make a drive and tie it up at the end of half and then come out and do something great. But listen, our time management on the clock, we just continue to burn the play clock for no apparent reason. That's not Ryan
Grubb's fault.
It is not. And the thing is that you're not getting anything out of it. You're not making any plays out of it. The next thing is you come to the line. You're making people move all around. You're trying to bait the defense. No additional productivity. We're not stacking. And look, this team is not blind to their inefficiencies and what they're doing. We are just not making hard choices. This is my presumption. We as a coaching staff are not making hard choices, and we are not holding each other to a high standard in this locker room. It is just not. It's not happening. And they can have all the data that they want, Wild Bill, that tells them how hard the guys are working. And if the guys are working so hard, then maybe, just maybe, it is a coaching issue, and Coach DeBoer is going to have to right the ship. I don't see any other way around it. The defense has improved. Our discipline, as far as refraining from being penalized so much, has improved. But I wish I was smarter and had more time to look at game film. But if you go look at Brooks Austin, you will see on a continual basis that Alabama is just failing to execute, Wild Bill. It's a failure in execution. Who is that on?
All of them. The players.
It is on all of them. The players and the coaching staff.
When you watch several of the replays on the blitzes, whoever our receiver was going down the middle, he's 15, 20 yards down the middle. Nobody's near him. But why not just run a little 5, 7 yard pattern, turn around? Nobody's near you. Throw the ball to him and let's go. But they're running 15, 20 yard patterns, and there's 2 or 3 guys on the quarterback before he gets turned around good.
I love when we're down all these points and we come up to the line and Ty does his little thing with his hands. He goes out, and then somehow he stands there until there's 4 seconds on the clock. Like we wasted 35 seconds many times.
Yeah.
Yeah. It blows me away that the sense of urgency is not there. And
like I don't. And it's Ty. If you're saying that's a player thing, then it's a player thing. And Ty is horrible at clock management.
He is. And the thing is that if you are struggling in various areas with consistency, it's time to make a change. And that change is not happening. And, it pains me to say it, but when you are the captain of the ship, you have to make difficult choices. Look, I'm not a college football coach. Everybody knows that. Everybody on the podcast does. Me as a husband and a father and the leader of my home, there are times when I have to make difficult decisions. I don't have millions of dollars at my disposal. I don't have 40 people on staff helping me with it. It's sort of, but not my profession. I just don't understand not making adjustments.
Right.
And I'm being hypercritical here, which is unfortunate because it's generally against what I believe is the right thing to do. But these guys are being paid lots of money. It's their profession. It's what they've chosen to do. And there's accountability for us all if we're not doing our job. So I don't know what Greg Byrne, I don't know the conversations that they have. It's no secret. If opposing teams can figure out what our problems are, why can't we, guys? Why can't we?
Well, that's what. All right, DeBoer's supposed to be an offensive guy. Grubb's the offensive guy. He's down there on the field. Your running backs coach. Why can they not see that these guys are wide open 5 to 7 yards in the middle of the field when they're blitzing, and just throw the ball to them? Why can we not?
Maybe Grubb is tanking his job.
Well,
I can't believe that. He's an aggressive guy, man. I just don't believe he's tanking.
I don't know, man, but it's still the second quarter. We're an hour and 5 minutes in. Are we going to move this thing along to the third or whatever, or what?
Yeah. What do you got for the
go in a little bit, D?
Yeah, we're going to go soon. I mean, we don't have any. Has anybody watched the press conferences? Anybody had anything to see, like
There was a
after
press
the
conference?
players?
Other
I
than
don't know.
saying, other than him saying, when we get these guys back, you'll see a total different team our next game. Okay, then.
He said those words though.
Yeah, he said when these guys are back healthy, you'll see a total different team.
No.
Well, I mean, at some point, injuries can affect you to where it does affect your output. But what's going to happen to the offensive play calling when they come back?
No, I don't know.
All right, Josh. Here. Okay, Josh. Here, do this for me because I'm very emotionally connected to Alabama when they win and when they lose because I love Alabama football. So be the devil's advocate here. Okay, talk to me. Just what you talked about, Quincy. With all the injuries we had, and it will look, we'll forego that Georgia had injuries as well. But tell me why when all these players get back, the players that I think we had for Missouri, save Jam maybe we had for Missouri, we had them for South Carolina, we had them for Auburn, we had them for Oklahoma. So we had those players during those football games. So talk to me about why it's going to be different this time.
So I'm supposed to tell you, be the devil's advocate and try to bring you over to my side on something I don't even believe in?
Yeah, please. Yeah.
But I don't work at ESPN.
I know.
All right. So basically, when these guys come back, all right, there's going to be their magic because it's Christmas time. And the thought that DeBoer had is when they've been out, they've been really, 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 really working on their Christmas spirit. And we all know Christmas spirit brings up the Christmas magic. If you don't have any Christmas spirit, there's no Christmas magic. All you got to do is watch Elf. Santa, his sleigh.
Hold on. Stop everything. Stop it. This sounds very much like the speech I gave you the other night during the Auburn game.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to bring you over to my side by making you believe something I don't believe. So, yeah. Anyways, so all these players in their off time, they've been going to Christmas cookie parties and like they've been going and like playing Santa at all these, nursing homes and with all the cancer kids and all that good shit. So when they come back, their Christmas spirit is going to lift the team. And we're all going to jump on Santa's sleigh, and that offense is going to take off, baby. And stuff like that.
Josh, how do you explain Georgia's performance against Georgia Tech and then just railroading Alabama?
Well, the performance against Georgia Tech, the players, their Christmas spirit was down. See, they had been watching The Grinch a lot, and he's a grumpy dude. So, when you aren't doing the things you need to do to get the Christmas spirit, actually, that might have been November, but you get the point. The next week, they had actually been visited by the three ghosts of Christmas past, and we were one of them. So when they came back, they had the tools necessary they needed to put us in our place.
Ebenezer McUgga took them on a journey, and while they struggled against Georgia Tech, an inferior opponent in theory, they thrived against the University of Alabama, which is easy to do when you don't when you don't have any offensive production.
All joking aside, let's be honest here. Kirby Smart lost to us earlier in the season. He had all the motivation he needed, or all the talking points he needed to get this team up. And we know he's a master motivator, just like Saban. Georgia showed up to kick our ass. I don't think we were going to win that game anyways. That's just my thought. But it should have been a lot closer. So
it should have been a lot closer. And I did take into account, that Kirby Smart has been there over and over and over again. This is DeBoer's second year in the SEC, and he did improve by a win. He did improve by getting to the SEC championship. And then he did learn a valuable lesson about the SEC. And he had a few games this year that could have gone either way. So I don't know. We're going to have a show next week where we preview Alabama and Oklahoma. I've invited a great friend of mine on the program that is a huge Boomer fan, and he's going to talk to us about what's going on in the what's the atmosphere, what's the talk of the town coming out of Norman, Oklahoma. But respectively, I think Alabama is 6-2 against OU all time.
No,
I think they got to win a record against us, don't
they? Yeah.
That's what I meant to say. I apologize. OU.
Yeah.
6-2 Bama versus OU record.
Yeah, Oklahoma's beat us.
They have owned us. I will never forget. It's been burned in my memory. It shows overall 4-2-1. I thought it was worse than that. It's burned in my memory. Bob Stoops just clowning the SEC. I wish that we would have got a shot at this particular Oklahoma team. Actually, we did have a shot with Saban twice, right? Once we got embarrassed and once we dominated them. But right now, DeBoer is 0-2 against Venables, and 1 in Norman, 1 in Tuscaloosa. And he is going to have his hands full because while we're going to be healthy, I think OU is going to be healthy. And it's a very difficult environment to play in. And I think the weather is absolutely going to be a factor. It gets bone-chilling cold in Oklahoma. I should know.
Is it Norman?
Yeah, Norman, Oklahoma. So, let's go back real quick before we end the program. Let's go back and look at our stats, which,
would you like a real-time weather update?
Yeah, what's Old Mother Nature going to do to the Crimson Tide?
As of right now, sunny with 59 the high and the low 39. That ain't shit for football, dude. That's perfect.
Let's see here. Let's see what our stats were.
Hey, while you're looking for the stats, I just heard that Phillip Rivers is flying to Indianapolis to do a workout.
Is he?
To try to join the Colts practice team.
I thought he was a head coach for football.
He is high school, but high school season's over in Alabama.
Yeah, he's 44 and he's a grandpa, and he's basically they say they got to work him out to see what type of shape he's in, but he also has to figure out if he even wants to play, but he's clearly intrigued enough to fly to Indianapolis. That's wild, dude.
Okay, so I presume that Venables is going to be prepared and ready for Ty Simpson again. Like I said today in jest on the BS hotline that, it's very difficult in this day and age to beat somebody twice. I said that in reference to Tulane and Ole Miss. That's going to be a bloodbath. And I think Ole Miss is absolutely going to destroy Tulane and make a mockery of the CFP committee, and they deserve to be mocked over and over and over again. I don't know why, but on this wall, I'm just noticing that there is an Auburn flag, Josh.
What? Where?
I'm really gonna have to punch you in the throat. Right there by
bullshit.
Right there by that 11 jersey. There's a disgusting flag.
It actually says Auburn or something. It doesn't even know how to spell, dude. Don't worry about it.
That's okay. Weird. So let's take a look at these particular stats, and we did not have our best day offensively, but we still put up some production, and we did have 2 turnovers, actually 3 turnovers that day. My apologies. So just a recap, and you can't really go by this, but just a recap of OU and Bama. First downs, OU 12, Alabama 23. Third down efficiency, 3 of 13 for the Boomer, 5 of 13 for the Tide. Fourth down efficiency, OU didn't even have to go for it. Alabama was 2 of 3. Total yards, 212 for the Boomer, 406 for the Alabama Crimson Tide. Passing yards were 138 by Mateer, 326 Ty Simpson. Rushing yards, OU had 74, Bama 80. Rushing attempts, 28 and 33, respectively. Both had abysmal 2.6 and 2.4 yards per carry. Penalties were quite low for both teams, 5 for 37 for Boomer, 2 for 25 for the Crimson Tide. Factor in the game, Ty Simpson, turnover tie, 3 turnovers, 2 fumbles lost, and an interception. And I hate saying turnover tie. I care about the guy so much. But we're talking football. I'm not assaulting him verbally and directly as a human being. It's about his production. So that's what we look at. And now, one might say this, Wild Bill. Well, we've got a chance to look at them, and now we know how to prepare. I don't have any faith in us preparing based on what happened with Georgia. What are your thoughts there, Wild Bill, as we start to kick this program off the air?
Who knows? Our football team is a jigsaw puzzle.
It's a bipolar.
I mean, just looking at those stats, there's no reason that Oklahoma should have even been in the game with us.
Yes, sir.
Turnover time, man.
But turnovers,
6 fumble on their side.
Yeah, hopefully they'll be ready. I'm at a loss of words for execution.
Every owl has something to protect.
So
yeah, you heard that too. Sorry.
Hopefully they'll be ready.
Yeah, I agree. Hopefully they will be ready. And if you just take a quick peek here, I said the other day that Alabama, Oklahoma to Auburn. Look at this stat line right here. Total yards for Bama 280. Total yards for Auburn 411. I want to say you just don't know what you're going to get, but I think we've been getting the same thing the entire season. Not against La Monroe, not against Eastern Illinois, but we're consistently getting the same thing. And so I don't even know right now how I can pick Alabama to win, which is devastating for me. And I'm being very emotional about this.
I'm picking them to win no matter what.
It'd be hard for me to do. I guess I have nothing to lose. I can't win the belt. Amber ran away with it this year. So I'm going to be as objective as possible. But boys, I don't know. I'm not comfortable about our chances. Josh and I, and we're going to be with our wives down in Houston preparing for a Raider game. We're going to have to find somewhere to watch this game in public.
We're not. Quincy, it's Friday night.
Oh, I'm going to be down there already. So I'm not even going to be able to.
When did you change it to Friday? I thought you were going down there on Saturday.
I'm going to be working in Houston the midweek, so I'm going to be down there.
You're just going to stay?
Yeah, I don't want to drive. I don't want to drive an extra 8 hours.
Well, I guess I'm watching it at home then.
Hey, I don't know what I was thinking
I'll
there.
see you the next morning.
Yeah. Well, guys.
Well, it's good that we play on Friday, so we don't have to worry about – hopefully we win, and then we don't have to worry about other games on Saturday, But I was hoping it was on the 20th so we could go out and watch it somewhere, but
me too, man. Me too.
It is what it is.
Well, I tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead and get over this beating by Georgia. It's supposed to be a 24-hour rule, but it's been much more than that. Just frustrated because there's no answers. I'm gonna put my coach's hat back on and start looking at this objectively. And we will see what next week's show brings to us. Josh Moran, your final words.
Final words are I'm still happy we're in the playoffs. I think we can win a game, and who knows what would happen against Indiana if we get to that point. At a neutral site, you never know. you have no idea what could happen. Bama, the problem is we could go in there and win 3 or 4 games in a row, just like and do something. And also the other side of that is we could go in there and get our ass kicked and get embarrassed against Oklahoma and lose out in the first round. And my final words are, I want Keelan Russell to play. That's it. Don't come back, Ty. Do not come back. You are not welcome. Just like Milroe, you are not welcome here.
That is terrible.
It is.
All right, well, Bill, your final words.
Sort of like Josh, we don't. But what Alabama team will show up? But as we sat there and watched Ohio State and Indiana the other night, the way that we played Georgia, we would get run out of a stadium by either one of them if we play like we did. But just as Josh said, if we beat Oklahoma, we play at Indiana in the Rose Bowl, who knows what could happen?
Nope.
At a neutral site. But Bama's got, the coaches have got to get zeroed in, and the players have got to get zeroed in to play ball, to advance. Because if we go and get beat, we're gonna hear it all. They didn't deserve to be in. They shouldn't have been in. We told y'all they didn't deserve it. That's all we'll hear.
Yep.
So they need to be prepared, go out there, play ball, and roll tide.
Roll tide.
Amen to that. All right, boys. My final words are this. I said everything I wanted to say on this program for the most part. Got all the emotions out. I'm going to put my heart back in my chest and get logical about it and say this. The only thing we need to worry about is what's ahead of us, because we can't go back and play the football games that are in the past. It's not possible. It's like life. You cannot go back and change the past. So what must you do? You must put all power to the elbow. You must put all emphasis on what can we do now? What is the promise of the future? And how can we come together as a group and prove to everybody who says we're not the best offense in the country, who says we don't deserve to be there, how can we come together and play the team on the field anytime, any place, anywhere, and find a way to win? An ugly win is a win, even though I'm a selfish, sissy, whiny, spoiled, rotten Alabama fan who wants us to win every game by 50 points. That's not reality. So, Bama, my call to action, focus on what you can affect, and that is the next game that is on the field. Indiana or whoever the next opponent, doesn't matter. Let's focus on Oklahoma. Let's focus on getting better. Let's focus on our deficiencies, which is glaringly obvious. Execution. Go out there, get prepared, put your entire self into it. Nobody wants it more than you guys, not the fans, not anybody. So we are rooting for you, Bama. We are calling you to a higher standard. Coach DeBoer, be the man that we called on you to be earlier in the season, and you gave us 10 wins. You and that football team gave us 10 wins this year. It's an improvement over last year, and you had a brutal, brutal schedule. So my faith is returning back to you in this Alabama football program. I love each and every one of you like you're my own sons. So go get them.
Are you praying to them?
No, I'm encouraging them. I'm edifying them.
Okay, well, get your
you
shit
just interrupted,
together, or
you just interrupted that edification, and I will not have it.
I don't even know what edification is. I think you should use a different word.
Edifying. All right, that's it, ladies and gentlemen.
Roll Tide.
My final words will be
Roll Tide.
One message for you from your aunt. She will bust both of you in the head. Can y'all hear me?
It's not rocket science, you know.
I think you, like me, have a face for radio.
Can y'all hear me?
We gonna play with the players we got. Next man up.
That's why it sucks.
I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you.
It's kind of unprofessional. Professionalism does not need to be tolerated. I mean it. Like,
y'all hear me? Y'all hear me? Y'all hear me? Y'all hear me?
what the hell is going on here? Just all hang up.
Another episode of the BS Podcast.
Hang on. Hang on.
Moran.
Hang on. There's all kinds of noise in my ear now.
Oh, jeez.
We need a little bit more professionalism.